Welcome to this game of Immortal Gates of Pyre. We have a 2v2 in the bottom right of the map. We have MrBeefy and Magical playing Zol. Magical playing Zol and MrBeefy playing Orzu. And in the top left of the map, on the right side, we have HydralixXD playing Ajari and Pigeon playing Mala. Quite an interesting combination here. I've seen Hydraulix, Pigeon and Magical play a lot before, but MrBeefy is a bit of an unknown quantity. I haven't seen many of his games. He is relatively new to the alpha, at least compared to the other folks playing. So it'll be interesting to see how he fares in this match. He is playing with Magical though, who is by far and away the strongest player in the alpha. He just won the Break the Game Alpha yesterday, or today if you're an Australian like me, and it's all the same day still, because it started at 1 AM. We have double expansions from all players. Sorry, fast expansions from all players. Altar coming out for Magical. I might actually just turn the music off and get some of that glorious game sound in. Not 5,000% sound. That would be too much sound. Nobody needs that much sound. Okay. So Legion Hawk, second Legion Hawk going down for Hydraulix. We've got double altar from Pigeon. First altar for Magical only just finishing up now. So we do have a Legion Hall and a Soul Foundry for MrBeefy already. Match. Also had just some exciting Immortal news in general. So they have officially announced a monthly tournament with a prize pool, which is super exciting. It's going to start on the 18th of September, for at least for folks in European and US time zones. It'll be the 19th for me. So looking at the game, we do Hydraulix going in to try and take the first Pyre. Magical comes in to try and steal it, and it goes the way of Magical. Nice pick up there, but he does lose 3 of his Bone Stalkers in the process. Probably worth the trade, but that is a pretty hefty price to pay. Pigeon is also starting on the second Pyre camp, so that should even up the Pyre between the two sets of teams. Hydraulix clearing out the tower, getting some good map control here already for Team Pigeon Hydraulix. What are we going? We need to make up names for these guys now. HydralixWrench, PigeonXD, PigeonXD. That's what we're going for, and I think MagicalBeef. Okay, MagicalBeef putting some pressure on Pigeon. Oh, we do see Zol come out here. Magical dropping the Pyre. We do have a red harvest in return. And with that many Mars Hunters, there's just not enough units on Team MagicalBeef to be able to withstand that. So a bit of a zero-sum game there. You have a lot of Sapari coming out from Hydraulix. Some Icors coming out from Magical, more Legion Halls. Have we got any tech coming out? We do have Amber Wombs up for Magical. And we do have a House of the Fading Saints, so we could see some Hallowas from MrBeefy. Good chunk of Sapari coming up here. Hydraulix and Pigeon both. So Team PigeonXD definitely getting the good map and Pyre control. Magical using some of the magic core speed to try and get some harass here, but the offering from Pigeon is just too strong. That extra move speed. We do have a Heaven's Aegis come out from HydralixXD as well, giving his units that extra shielding, which is enough for him and Pigeon to just walk in here under the tower and take the fight, destroying a lot of the army. But with the Empire Unbroken coming out from MrBeefy, they actually get pushed back, and this is quite an impressive hold. Forcing the deliver from evil as the Icors just pick off the remainder of the army. What a crazy fight. I think it does unfortunately leave PigeonXD at a disadvantage, as Magical can now come in with Icors, gain some map control, get some harass potentially. The army values are higher after losing all their units. And we do have both Beefy and Magical up almost on 3 bases. We haven't seen Hydralix take a third yet. Oh, he just did then. So Team PigeonXD are a little bit behind here. We do see a lot of Zephyrs out of MrBeefy as well. It's not strongly countering anything in particular, but Hydralix has gone the same, so end up being about net neutral. No additional tech buildings for Hydralix yet. We do have the Red Veil dropping down for Pigeon, so he can get the fully upgraded Masked Hunters, or he can go into Dread Sisters, which is Aru's caster unit, very powerful, and with an upgraded ability, can be incredibly strong. Birthing Storm with Kittle. Pigeon has got both Sakal and Resonance out, so he should have quite a strong sustained army there. Magical is throwing some units around both sides of the map, likely to go and try and harass the other team's mineral lines. Hydralix had the same idea, but a few Safari is just no match for that many Icors, also known as cats. They do get pushed back though by the Zephyrs. It's likely Hydralix has the Wind Step ability upgrade, which lets them blink backwards, teleport backwards. They are coming in and getting some successful harass here on Magical's third base. Magical just returning the favor though, with his Icor run by. Good amount of damage getting done there. And the deliver from evil for HydralixXD as well. So he doesn't lose any units in the process, which is quite good. Some great Icor micro there from Magical, as we would expect. You have the Wardens coming out from HydralixXD as well, which will be quite good. I mean, the challenge that he'll have here is that MrBeefy has gone quite heavy into Zephyrs. Zephyr's not normally all that great against... oh no, actually Wardens are heavy units, so they are quite a strong counter to Wardens specifically. Not particularly good at thrums, but oh no, MrBeefy's army just gets completely surrounded, and his expensive units, these Halloers, your long range artillery, just get surrounded and absolutely crushed. Almost all of his Zephyrs go down as well. This is a terrible fight for Team MagicalBeef. We do see Magical come in with harass, and as well as taking out the anti-air units for Pigeon, which would have been attempting to counter the Behemoths. Magical has managed to pull out of here as well. Behemoths being the tier 3 tech unit for Aru, very strong, and that's a huge number of Behemoths. So Magical maybe salvaging the situation after that terrible fight, that engagement which cost so much. We do have some anti-air from Pigeon, but there's not certainly not in huge numbers. We do have the Zephyrs, which will do well against the Behemoths as long as they're microed well. And here we can see the power of the Behemoths. The Kittles just completely destroying that base and are able to just fly away. Drop their Kittle and run. Drop their Kittle and run. That's actually kind of funny. Great that I amuse myself. We do have some dedicated anti-air with the Sentinels coming out from Hydraulix. These flying units that specialize in countering air units. And we do have the Wraithbows, which are also splash damage anti-air, ground to air units. We do see Hydraulix engaging here with the 3 Hallowers and that many Zephyrs. It is a bit of a tall order. No Magi here though for MrBeefy, which is interesting. Oh no, we do have 1 Magi. Maybe they got sniped in an earlier engagement. You normally expect to see a couple of Magi in the mix so that they can siege up and give the Zentari range attacks, and also because they got great healing. They can heal and can sustain. We see the Hallowers jumped on again. Oh no, this is... Again, got to keep those Hallowers behind your army. They are long-range artillery units. So a little bit of miss micro of the army there. I don't think MrBeefy was expecting to have such a large engagement off the back of that. Do have just so many behemoths here. And as you can see, just completely destroying everything in their path. Crazy. Those behemoths doing a lot of work. Solid concave from MrBeefy as well. Looking at the army value alone, it's hard to see how Team PigeonXD can hold against this. Just so many behemoths. This 4th base from HydralixXD, very exposed. We do see the counterattack coming in from PigeonWrench. We've got Heaven's Aegis from Hydraulix. We've got Great Hunt from Magicall. The Behemoths are doing a lot of work, but we do have the dedicated anti-air for Hydraulix. They get pushed back by the Zephyrs from MrBeefy. Brilliant teamwork here from the 2 players, but I don't know if it's enough. We do have a lot of damage coming out from Pigeon, but the reinforcements coming in from Magicall just sealing the deal. As well as the surround by MrBeefy. It is very difficult to see Team PigeonXD recovering from this. We would imagine that off the back of this, Team MagicalBeef will be able to gain map control, probably push up into this tower, destroy this base, and could even look at swinging to the east side of the map. Sorry, west side of the map as well, once they're done. We do have Magicall on 1, 2, 3, 4 bases. Only 4 bases, okay. And only 3 bases for MrBeefy. Really should be taking advantage of that expansion timing. Not that they might not need it. We do see the Pyre taken by HydralixXD. Bit of a mistake there from MagicalBeefs. With this kind of advantage, they really should be having complete map control. Instead, their opponents are able to rebuild. They did lose a base, 2 bases in the process. And Magicall does have a lot of fire. And here we see Magicall and MrBeefy coming in. The Behemoths are doing a lot of work. The Resonance and Hallowers though, I think the unit count here is just too strong. And Magicall with a Great Hunt. Oh no. This is it. This is the GG is called. Team MagicalBeefs takes game 1. What an exciting match. A lot of back and forth there, and it was really in those final couple of engagements that Team MagicalBeef really took it. I think the behemoths really turned the tide and made a really significant difference.